Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another video, and right now we are being rallied by the NOZ guilds, which are part of Warriors Creed. And you'll notice straight off that my leader is captured. No, I'm not zeroed. I did just give it to Oakley for the leader boost, who is being rallied. I do get a lot of mails every day asking if I've been zeroed because I changed my main account's name, and I'm holding my name on my alt because if I don't, someone will steal it. No, I'm not zeroed. My main account is fine because I get like literally sometimes dozens of emails a day asking if I'm zeroed. Thanks for the concern, but no, I'm fine. So Warriors Creed are blind rallying Oakley, but he is online, so that's good. This guy is going first, I believe. Yeah, he's coming in with Inf. Now, Oakley isn't going to change his gear because he knows if he changes his gear, they'll know he's online and he won't get hit anymore. This guy might even cancel. So he's taking these hits in his monster hunting gear, but that's fine because his gear is jeweled and he's in war talents. Now that guy hit, his leader walked back, and you can see from the port, he also used Blackwing. So I'm going to guess that they tried to rally a target and they activated Hui and Blackwing, and that target shielded. So now they're targeting Oakley. Oakley does actually have anti-scout, so they don't know what he has. They don't know what formation he's in. So that guy's Inf rally killed around 2.2 million of Oakley's T2. So that rally was Inf on Inf. Oakley could have changed gear. He could have also changed formation, but he didn't because he wanted them to think he's offline. Now, it's also worth noting that the 1.3 million damage to his T2 Inf, that is a damage from the rally, and the 900k T2 damage to his range is familiar damage, so that can't be avoided. I do need to point that out so we can differentiate the two, because the familiar damage can't really be avoided. So in all, that's a pretty nice defense from him considering he didn't change gear or phalanx. And remember, that guy's got like mythic champ Inf gear as well. So Warriors Creed are rallying again. This is a pretty badly timed double actually. They don't have timers. They're assuming that Oakley's offline, so we can't counter them, and they're wrong. So Malang, he does actually have what I would only call thick boy gear. He's almost all mythic champ apart from his cups and the champ plate. So he walks in range gear, then changes to cav gear, accelerates the rally. He also used Hui. Oakley did counter with range wedge. Again, didn't change gear. There's a lot of time in between that first and the second rally, so plenty of time for someone to heal up, change formation and gear. There was also no spam, so it's quite easy for Oakley to see what they were marching with. So now it's time to prepare for the next rally. If we assume that 800 to 900,000 of Malang's damage in that report is T2 familiar damage, then his cav only did maybe 600k T2 damage to Oakley's actual range frontline. And honestly, T5 familiars are the reason I stopped trying to rally trap. I'd never rebuilt my rally trap because they just suck all the fun out of the game, because even if you counter one of these hits, you're still going to take reds. Whereas before T5 familiars, if I took a rally and countered it, as long as my gear is okay, I'd only lose maybe 500k T2, but you're almost guaranteed to lose almost a million T2 every hit you take. So Igloo here, that's the third rally. He's marching with Inf. Now Oakley takes this rally again in Inf wedge. He could have countered it, but I'm guessing he took it in Inf wedge so they would think he wasn't online. Because if you do have anti-up and you happen to be countering every hit, and they can see on the kingdom board that you're not really taking any losses at all, then it's quite reasonable for them to assume that you'd be online. And that's actually one of the dangers of hitting anti-scout, because you don't really know for sure if the player you're hitting is changing phalanx to counter you. So yeah, that's the last rally they hit him with. After that, they decided to move on. The annoying thing here is that all three of the rally leaders used Hui, so there are no caps there. Personally, for me, if I take a rally, if I take a bunch of reds and I don't cap the leader because the rally leader used Hui, then I don't really consider that a win for me, because at the end of the day, I want the leader so I can trade them back for gems to rebuild my losses. But with Oakley here, that's a pretty good win. He only took T2 losses there, and he rebuilt all of them like that same day. Now fast forward almost a week, we're in K542 now, and Oakley is once again being blind rallied, this time by S and $. I don't know what it is about Oakley that makes people want to blind rally him. But yeah, he seems to get this action quite a lot. I've seen Charmotta's gear before and it's pretty scary. So this hit is definitely going to hurt. One thing that Oakley is doing that's pretty smart is he's taking these hits in wedges, which makes it harder for his front line to be broken, because every time he gets hit, even if it's a counter, his front line will, at the worst, only be halved. So right before the rally walks, Charmotta is sitting in cav gear. Now, he is actually going to send range. This whole thing of changing gear before you walk to make people think you're going to send something or not send something is actually pretty smart. It's good mind games, because Charmotta is going to send range here. And even though you wouldn't really expect someone to change into the gear of the troop type they're going to send before it walks, it kind of psychs the other person out. So now that Oakley's seen cav gear, he's less likely to want to defend in an int phalanx or wedge, just in case. And that works in Charmotta's favour. Well, it would have if Oakley hadn't seen through the spam and changed his formation to counter. Now, that was a real rally with a leader, no bunny, but he did use Blackwing. Now, interestingly here, Charmotta didn't change to the right formation. He sent range in range wedge, which I'm going to guess was a mistake, because ideally you want to send a range march in int phalanx, but more ideally you want to send it in cav wedge, and the best formation to send it in is int wedge, because that's normally where you can do the maximum amount of damage. But anyway, yeah, that would have reduced the damage from his range hit somewhat. Oakley didn't change gear, so that's 1.7 million T2 losses for Oakley. But do you guys see the amount of T5 they sent that rally? That's over 1 million. That would have greatly increased the damage. If you'd seen the rallies from Warriors Creed family just before, then they didn't send as much T5. I think the most they sent was maybe 500k. But yeah, anyway, so Charmotta is capped, so Myrmidon is going to lead next to try and free him, I guess. I'll show you Charmotta's range gear now. It's pretty good. He's got 1 mythic champ piece there and 3 mythic cups. So that hit there had a combined loss of 4.1 mil. It's actually quite sad, because this time last year you'd expect 4.1 mil or like 4.5 mil to be the damage of you fully countering someone. But now, because of familiars and T5, that's the damage you get when you counter someone. He could have reduced losses by changing to war gear, but I don't honestly think it would have been much. Maybe would have saved him 400k T2. But yeah, it is just T2. It's quite cheap to replace. It's just kind of sad how far the game has progressed in such a short amount of time. 5 seconds away from Myrmidon's march, S and $sign are spamming him like crazy. So this time he's not actually be able to see to the spam. He gets a counter with an int rally because he's in range wedge, and wow, this one does actually hurt a lot. He also changed to war gear that time, so that would have massively helped. If he'd taken that counter rally in range wedge without changing to war gear, ouch, that would have been like 6 or maybe even 7 million combined losses there. But yeah, that report's not nice to look at. He did get capped, so he didn't use bunny. That's 2 leaders for Oakley now to ransom back for gems. But when you look at the report, you can see why you'd want to take the rallies in range wedge, because it only killed half of his T2 range. And afterwards in global, Charmotta said, oh well, you guys are now a range trap. No, that's not even close to being true. He only lost half of his T2 range, and the rally didn't even touch his T4 range, so pretty nice defenses. You know, Oakley rebuilt his T2 right after this as well. So before ending this video, I just wanted to update you guys on some stuff. Firstly, we DBR merged with Pew, so you can now, to find us, look up Pew Guild. We are over 45 bill now. The guild is doing great. No problems with the merge so far. Everything is going well. And secondly, towards the end of July, YouTube are putting out some changes where you can now put mid-roll ads on 8-minute videos. Now, if you watch my video where I explain why I haven't been uploading much recently, one of the reasons I cited was that it's harder to make 10-minute videos to make enough money from the videos to continue making videos, if that makes sense. And with this change, that's absolutely amazing, because now I can make more videos for you guys, and you know, so that's just good all around. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I'll see you guys next time.